Cheers, everybody. How's it going? So I made this video yesterday about small towns versus big towns and cities. And then we got into the idea of trying to experience many things or trying to find that one good thing and keep experiencing that. We used the example of going to your favorite restaurant every day and getting the same thing, or trying every restaurant in town and trying every dish on the menu to explore, open your palate, and, see what you like. So that got me thinking about life in general. For everything you do, that means you're not doing something else. So if you are somebody who searches out novelty, like myself and my ADHD brain, I like to try new things all the time. There's, not enough time in this life to do all the things that I want to do. I have a bunch of hobbies. I like everything. I mean, they call me Max of all trades for a reason. And then I talked to somebody today at the gym who said he knew this Olympic powerlifter who did really well. I think he might have won it. I should probably look up his name, but I don't know. This is just some story that some bodybuilder told me at the gym today. And he said that this guy had a 7-year plan to get there with incremental step-ups every week in weight and different exercises and a team of scientists dialing in his diet and his workouts. And eventually, over 7 years, he did get it, and he did get the gold, and he did win. But that got me thinking, how much did this person have to sacrifice to get there? How many meals out with friends, nights drinking wine or partying with a good group of buddies or out at a bar, even traveling, going on vacation? Maybe he didn't want to travel as much because that gym didn't have the right exercises he needed to hit this muscle perfectly. You got to hit every angle, and when you find a home gym and you know where all the weights are, it's much more efficient. I felt like a fish out of water today. Going to a new gym always sucks because when you're at your home gym, you have your set exercises. You just wham, bam, go to the next one. You know what you're doing. You don't got to think about it. Here I had to walk around the gym 5 or 6 times and be like, all right, they got this. They don't have this. They got this exercise machine. They don't have this weight, but they do have this. Well, maybe I can combine this and that. You got to figure it out. So it takes time and mental energy. And it still wasn't as good as my normal gym, just a much smaller. Like I said, I'm in a small town. It's a small town gym. So how much did this gentleman have to sacrifice to get that one experience? It's easy if you're going to a restaurant because there's no cost there. The only cost is missing out on this meal, but you got to eat one meal. It's going to take around the same amount of time either way. But some experiences are valued above others. Maybe you miss eating out and eating all the foods you want, and you're on a strict diet because you want to experience that higher, lofty experience, which is winning a medal in the Olympics for powerlifting. So he had to sacrifice thousands of experiences to get that one experience that took a lot of time and effort. And it just got me thinking of, which way is right, which way is wrong, and obviously it's subjective. But I don't know, maybe I'm just trying to think of that for myself because like I said before, I'm Max of all trades, so I do so many different things. But maybe it'd be more beneficial to me to just focus on one and just break through in that way and just get really good at it. Problem is I love doing so many things. I got that novelty-seeking brain. And I find beauty and, I'm able to learn from all sorts of different things and activities. So perhaps the answer there, now that I'm thinking about it out loud, is to find something to be great at. That is an experience worth having, and yes, it will sacrifice a bunch of other experiences, but to reach that pinnacle and have that experience of greatness is something very few people get to experience, and it might be worth 1,000 other experiences of just chilling and doing what you want and, feeding that base level desire of, I'm hungry, I want candy or tacos or whatever it is, to get to that level of elitism and discipline to win a gold medal. Or in my case, it would be, tour the world as a musician or direct a movie, things like that. So I think the answer is probably to have one thing or two things that you get really great at, or at least periods in your life that you can focus and get to a certain level of greatness with it. And then maybe in other areas of your life, like restaurants, you can try different things. So you can keep that novelty and get some different experiences in, as well as, sacrificing some of them to achieve greatness and get to that plateau. And you take this a step further. What is life really about? Is it about having a bunch of novel and fun experiences that give you those dopamine hits and make you smile and give you pleasure? Or is it about building a legacy, building something with long-standing value that you can pass on to the next generation or make a wave in society? I mean, going around and trying all sorts of tasty treats and snowboarding and skydiving and partying and, all sorts of fun things you can do that will give you that dopamine and be a fun experience to add to your tapestry of life experiences. A lot of those things don't really do much good for the world or other people. So then you got to kind of realign yourself and say, well, what is the purpose of my life? Am I here to build a legacy and do something with impact while sacrificing some fun and sacrificing some good times? Or do I want to chase the good times and just really enjoy every step of the way? Even if you decide to go the long, hard, disciplined route and achieve that one goal while sacrificing greatly everywhere else, that's still an experience of life right there. So that was your experience that you chose to have. The disciplined struggle to achieve greatness. And when you do it, hopefully you do it, because that's not guaranteed either. You could try as hard as you want and never get to the level of success that you wanted to. But even in that, there was the experience of doing that, of learning, growing, having humility, and each life path has their own value. So you kind of got to decide what it is for you. When I was younger, I kind of had this realization that the purpose of life is to experience it. And obviously there's many more purposes: serve your community, serve God, all that. But that kind of stuck with me in a big way. And I've wanted to try many different things throughout this life. And that's what's led to the creation of Max of All Trades. But now that I'm talking with you guys and just thinking about this for myself, I think the purpose of life is really to serve God or serve the greater good or the universe or whatever you want to call it. And that makes me lean towards reaching greatness. But now I'm not sure how much greatness that bodybuilder achieved. Like, yeah, you got up on a stage and you had the most symmetrical muscles and wow, great job. Like, who did you help? Did you build up your ego? Did you build up your body? I guess you can say that you always inspire people with your actions, like, oh, I could be like that. And there is some merit to that, to, just being great for greatness sake. But then there's people that are great that clean up the oceans of plastic or create a new farming technique that stops starvation and feeds billions. There's different levels of greatness that make different levels of impact on society. So I'm thinking you pick something to be great at, you give back to society, and there's always time for play and self-enjoyment. And in those times is when you seek the novel experiences, have a great time, try new things, but you pick your one or two things to become great at, and hopefully those things could contribute back. So I'm glad we were able to figure this out together. Till next time. Peace.